Hello baritones, my name is Jeff Rolka. I want to thank you for checking out my video. Baritones, very frequently you hear things about like the baritone curse and that everyone in pop music needs to be a tenor and blah, 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 blah. I'm going to suggest something vastly different to you, and that is that if you develop really seamless technique across the secondo passaggio, you can masquerade as whatever you want. And you will have the low pipes when you want them, and you will have 95 to 98% of the high notes that your tenor buddies have, which is to say, probably the availability of singing just about all the songs that there are to sing in the pop genre without much difficulty. But you're going to have to work on that transition. And furthermore, frequently, the transition point is going to be less advantageous, because if the song were written for a tenor, then the melody and the key that it is written in will be accommodating to their voice and their registration event. And while your registration event is not terribly far from a tenor's registration event, it's far enough that it could prove challenging. All that means is that your technique has to be that much more solid. And I'm going to show you how to work with this process of balancing out phonation across the secondo passaggio. Now, I'm not really going to thank you if you've chosen to subscribe. That's what I want to say. Thank you if you've chosen to subscribe. If you haven't yet, I hope you'll do so now. That's it. Also, if you want to support my channel, there are ways to do it in the description. Thank you. Now, the secondo passaggio, I've been talking about it in this video, it's the break. I don't call it the break because there's nothing broken with our voices. It's a registration event or a transition. It's part of the zona di passaggio, the zone of passageways that we transition from one range of our voice, thyroarytenoid dominant, to cricothyroid dominant. Notice the presence of the word dominant in those vocal descriptors. Thyroarytenoid dominant is your quote-unquote chest voice. We say it's dominant because the cricothyroid muscles are still working in it. And cricothyroid dominant, which is to say your head voice, is cricothyroid dominant because the cricothyroid muscles are the primary muscle groups that are working on it, but the thyroarytenoids are still working too. And it's that balance, the coordination of that musculature and the balance of subglottic air pressure or airflow, this feels good on my shoulders, that is what enables us to do voce piena in testa, the sound of chest voice in head. That is that seamless transition. So when you hear a vocalist, sometimes they might go, and have that sort of effervescent falsetto thing going on. And then maybe sometimes it's more obviously head voice, more obviously cricothyroid dominant. Which is lovely too. And then in the next phrase, it's much more seamless across that registration event. Voce piena in testa. Same scale, same key, 3 different ways of doing it. We're going to work towards making things match. This is the process. I'm going to start this exercise right below the more or less typical area of the secondo passaggio. Baritones, there's a bit of flexibility here because, of course, if we think about the bass baritones and basses as well, we've got to go even lower. I'm not going to go quite that low, but we're going to be in that zone. And we're going to go up over the secondo passaggio or the break. But I would suggest you change your thinking to transition or registration event or secondo passaggio. And then we'll go back down and I'll show you the exercises. So, for starters, our old friend, the lip trill. Now, when we're doing this and we're crossing the secondo passaggio, there's the potential for a change in tone color. You hear how it gets into that kind of a sound up there, right? That is well and good for the beginning of this practice. As the coordination improves, as the appropriateness of the airflow improves and matches the coordination of the musculature, then you will start to get a more seamless and more consistent tonal response. But for now, this is a nice insurance policy to know that you're allowing the vocal fold to elongate. Note that it's not airy. Airy would sound like this. Which this is not. It's something else. You can call it hollow, you can call it open, you can call it, I don't know. That's what it is. But airiness indicates a separation of the vocal fold. A separation of the vocal fold will not result in a consistent transition across the secondo passaggio. And that is what we are after here. So, hollow, open, however you want to call that, that's what we're looking for. Ooey, ooey. And sustaining E on the descending scale. Into A. Once you establish the A vowel going back and forth across the secondo passaggio, it really opens up the door to working with the other cardinal vowels. This then means that you can really start to balance your coordination and start to establish voce piena in testa, the sound of chest voice in head, that sought after seamless transition. And this opens the door, baritones, for all of that pop music repertoire, all that stuff that's hanging out on G's and A's. That then becomes your purview. That becomes part of what you can do. Now, There will be another registration event that's going to happen for you around A natural above middle C, but that's for another video. For now, work on the secondo passaggio, access that additional range, and enjoy your voice. As always, I hope this helps. My name's Jeff. Take really good care of your voices, enjoy singing, and hopefully we'll see you again. Bye.